Welcome at Apes Biology, where we're going to teach biology with simplicity. And I said we're going to look at freshwater habitats. Our objective are the characteristics, the types of freshwater, and example of organisms we find there. Let's start with characteristics of freshwater. Characteristics of freshwater. Freshwater habitat, one of the characteristics is that no salt. Another characteristic is that shallow. Water is shallow or not deep. They are not deep at all. The water is not shallow and they are not deep. And then, of course, no tides. No tides, waves, right? No tides and waves. They don't have tides and waves. No tides and waves. You don't find them in freshwater. And of course, you have high sunlight. The sunlight is very high in freshwater. You also notice that they are affected by seasonal changes. That's why during rainy season, the level of the water in the river rises. All right, affected by seasonal changes. You can also say that they also have high oxygen content. They have high oxygen content. So these are the characteristic features of habitats that we call freshwater habitat. Take note of that. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's look at the types of freshwater. Types of freshwater. Right? So that we don't forget it. We're going to look at them into two types. We have what is called low-tick water. And then we'll have what is called lentic water. Low-tick and lentic water. This low-tick water, what they do is that they flow. All right. This one does not flow. Right? Does not flow. They don't flow. Or just say do not flow. Let's make it easy for you. The one that flow is called low-tick. Low-tick flow. Lentic do not flow. Now, what are those water that are fresh that do not flow? You find them example like pond. The pond is a good example of water that is stagnant and doesn't flow. Then you have puddles, right? Then water that flow, a good example of water that flow are things like your stream, right? And then you have the river. Then what about the organisms? Let's go to the organism. We have achieved that part. The organisms you can find in freshwater. Let's look at animals that you find in freshwater. Think of animals like tilapia, right? Catfish, right? You have snails, right? You have crabs. You find them in the freshwater. Then what about the plants? Plants that you find in the freshwater, let's name them. The plants that you can find in freshwater can include things like water lettuce. You have water lily, right? You have spirogyra, it's a plant. And then you can have water hyacinth. Let's squeeze it here. Water hyacinth. These are examples of plants. So we've been able to look at the characteristics, the types, and the organisms, plants and animals. Subscribe to Apes Biology for simple learning. Have a great day. Bye.